Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are very thankful to be here today with escaped murderer Ramon Alston safely back in custody. His recapture happened without injury to anyone, which is a significant and reassuring outcome for all of us.
Now, I have confirmed Alston, accompanied by Chris, were in the area since at least Wednesday. This is video of the Comfort Inn and Suites just across the street. I spoke with workers there who tell me Alston checked into the hotel on Wednesday and checked out on Thursday. They say he checked in under a fake name. He was with a woman. They also tell me he was dressed in normal clothing and tell me they did not sense that anything was out of the ordinary. I'm told officers swarmed the Comfort Inn early this morning.
All right, what's up with it, y'all? So look, man, I'm back again with another video, and this is an update on that situation that took place a couple of days ago where this crazy fucker broke free from jail. And yeah, man, they finally apprehended him. He's in jail right now. And listen, we're finna get into all of the details about this crazy story. But before we do, I want to start this out the correct way with some positivity. I just want to tell y'all that I hope that everything is okay with y'all physically, mentally, and spiritually. I'm sending y'all nothing but peace, blessings, and prosperous energy our way. And I'm hoping that everything in your life is going the way that you want it to go. And I'm wishing y'all nothing but the best in every aspect of your life. And when I say this, I'm strictly talking to my supporters and to those who reciprocate the same energy back to me. I hope that y'all did receive this. Other than that, let's get straight into this crazy situation at hand. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Y'all need to go down there and get y'all some tickets if y'all want to go ahead and take a chance at winning this car. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a 2025 Chevy Trax that I'm raffling off in a couple of more weeks, man. So yeah, y'all better take heed and jump on these ticket sales when I do post them. Yeah, man. So I will be announcing the winner on live and things like that. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all. I don't know what I'm about to say, but anyway, go down there to the comment section, hit the link. Go scroll to the bottom, grab you some tickets. You will be emailed a confirmation letting you know that your purchase was complete. And yeah, that's your entry right there, And like I said, I have a very good deal going on with these tickets. So yeah, y'all might want to take heed and jump on that. Other than that, let's get straight into the situation at hand and talk about everything that took place with this situation. So look, if you're new here or haven't seen this situation right here, basically, long story short, it's a guy by the name of Ramon Alston who actually took a child's life. He was one of the 3 people who were involved in this situation. And he ended up receiving a life sentence, right? Him and the other guys that was with him that was involved with the situation all got sentenced. But basically, long story short, he just took a 1-year-old baby's life by the name of Malia Williams. People, what I said, she was 1 year old, and she was in her mother's hands while this incident took place on Christmas Day, and to actually lose your child in this manner on that day, and it was her first Christmas, has to be one of the most craziest things to have to go through, in my personal opinion. Or it might be closer to a second one. I don't want to misquote that, but anyway, it's a beautiful child losing their life on this wonderful day, when you opening up gifts, having fun, and you with your mom, and y'all out here moving like this, taking lives and shit like that. But they ended up getting life, and he was actually going to a hospital, and he broke free. Now, it's a whole bunch of details circulating this situation, but one of the things that's crazy as hell is that they already caught the person who was involved with helping him do whatever they had came up with. Now, she's in jail too. Now, I feel like this was an inside job. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There's no way in the hell he could have got free if you properly put those restraints on him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that it was an inside job where he got free, but I don't condone him being free at all, because you out here moving this way, taking lives. So yes, you definitely need to be in jail. But look, I got a lot of the details that took place, and a lot of y'all was telling me, man, you need to hear from drop the video, man. It's an update. Listen, I like to wait on everything. I don't like to just rush into nothing. I like to know what the hell I'm talking about and give exclusive details that a lot of people don't actually see or go look for. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get into all of the updates. I want to know what y'all feel about this situation. I'm glad that he's caught, and I want to send my condolences out to the mother. And listen, if you don't know what took place, I'm going to actually show you right now so y'all can get caught up to speed on everything. But if you already know, you can fast forward this. But yes, this is for you people who don't know what the hell is going on with this situation at hand. I'm gonna show y'all, and everything that comes after this is the update. Other than that, let's get straight into this.
Baby girl in Chapel Hill. Good evening, everyone. I'm T. Chappelle.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Daniels. Late tonight, Chapel Hill police charging 2 more men after the 1-year-old little girl, as Malia Williams, who was affectionately known as Peanut, this afternoon, 3 days after getting in that drive-by. Angelica Alvarez live now in Orange County with more on tonight's breaking developments. Angelica.
Steve, U.S. Marshals say they arrested one of the suspects in Carborough and say the other suspect actually turned himself in. They're now here at the Orange County Jail facing charges. But what is still not clear tonight is what prompted that on Christmas Day near a crowd of children. This is Ramon Alston being walked in the rain into the Orange County Jail. He and Pierre Moore now join Shaquille Davis behind bars. All of them facing charges in the of Malia Williams, the 1-year-old down on Christmas Day. These arrests come as the community here on Trinity Court has been praying for Malia's recovery, only to find out she lost that fight today.
And whoever did it ought to be shaming themselves. Child like that. I was praying for her. She's in a better place, but she didn't have to go that way.
Eyewitnesses tell us around 5:45 on Christmas Day, about 10 children with several adults were outside playing with their new toys when a car drove through the parking lot, stopped at these dumpsters, and someone inside opened fire. One of those pierced Malia in the head.
She up there fighting for her life. It is killing me.
We spoke to Malia's mom, Tylena Williams, outside of UNC Children's Hospital on Sunday as she prayed for her little girl to recover, something everyone was hoping for. In this memorial to that little girl, you see an open Bible and messages that read, "Get well." Instead, this little girl is now gone and 3 people are under arrest. And the 2 arrested here tonight are being held on $1 million bonds. Davis is also still being held here tonight. Again, still no word on what started that, but we know that all of this ended with the life of that baby lost. Live in Orange County in Hills.
Chapel Hill gathering today to remember 1-year-old Malia Williams killed in a drive-by shooting as she played outside with her new toys on Christmas Day. 3 men have been charged with death of little Malia, and while they remain in jail, the local chapter of the NAACP organized this afternoon's service. WNCST's Frazier was there, and he joins us now from a second vigil happening now. Steve.
Sad, man.
That vigil is forming up behind me right now. It'll be taking place in just about an hour. It comes at the spot where the little toddler lost her life. Just hours after hundreds of people showed up in a Chapel Hill church, friends, family, clergy, all of them holding a prayer vigil for her.
I'm trying to hear an apology and to get an understanding why none of these churches reached out.
Why don't you just hold to Malia's grandmother got more than an apology for the family. The family got love, support, and prayers.
We've got to stop these funerals. Our people made it through slavery without killing one another. I stood where you were standing now. And my heart is broken also.
There was sadness, frustration, and anger at the prayer service.
I am sorry that our community didn't stand quickly enough and fast enough.
Malia was shot while in her mother's arms in an act which outrages many.
We talk about black on black lives matter. It can't matter. We study each other.
Malia's parents, as a mother, my heart grieves for you. Losing a child is hard no matter how it happens. Losing a child at such an early stage and such an innocent is really heartbreaking.
And Chapel Hill's police chief says the prayer service was an opportunity to demonstrate that everybody in Chapel Hill are part of one community.
This loss is everybody's loss.
Tonight, a $35,000 reward for any information on the whereabouts of 30-year-old convicted felon Ramon Alston. Local, state, and federal authorities launching a massive search after he escaped from armed guards.
Hospital staff is on the line advising an inmate has just ran from the hospital.
Alston was being transported to a routine medical appointment Tuesday morning when he jumped out of a corrections van and took off into the woods, still in handcuffs and a waist chain, according to officials.
We feel pretty comfortable from a search standpoint that offender Alston is not in the immediate vicinity.
Alston is serving a life sentence for shooting a 1-year-old girl on Christmas Day in 2015. Today, Orange County Sheriff Charles Blackwood saying he's known Alston since he was born.
He was a troubled child, and he's been involved in criminal activity since he was a juvenile. He's extremely cagey. He's extremely dangerous, and he has nothing to lose.
Authorities believe they're closing in.
There's 2 leads we've got. I'm not going to tell you what they are that we feel are solid, rock solid. And that's a teaser to the folks out there that know what's going on and know that they were involved in it.
School out there popping it hard as hell, and he like, yeah, we got your ass. He already knew what the hell was going on from the beginning. I don't understand how you could think that you can get away with this. I feel like that if you're gonna get caught damn near where you was by, is one of the most craziest things. You should have just took your ass to jail, cause if it was me, man, I would have been gone so goddamn far. I'd have been up under a tunnel, up under the ground, all type of different shit. Ain't nowhere in the hell I'm gonna be nowhere close. He got this rinky-dink ass hotel, tripping a micro hotel or something like that. And listen, no disrespect to them or nothing like that. If you go there, that's what's up. None of that. But I'm saying that, you know, being a convicted felon out free on a murder charge, yes, that's a rinky-dink ass hotel. You need to be somewhere far, 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 far away. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, like they said, he's very troubled and stuff like that. They've been saying this for the longest. So he must have been causing them hell for a long time. But I am glad that they got his ass. I can't stress that enough. And I don't like to see people in jail, and I don't wish jail on people, and I don't believe in calling the law, snitching, and none of that type of shit. I just feel like that when you do certain things to these children, your ass need to be charged to the maximum extent. There's nowhere in here you should be free. You're not needed for nothing. Let's get back into it.
We know you, and we're coming for you.
Look, you heard him. I would have left D in here, burning rubber.
Yeah, Ramon Olson is now back in state prison in Granville County. The Department of Adult Corrections says that this is the most secure unit they have in their system, and he will be under constant watch.
I bet.
The elements of how we were led to the hotel.
The FBI is not saying for now what brought an army of law enforcement to a Kannapolis hotel. The federal agency's SWAT team helped take Ramon Alston back into custody. Jacobia Crisp was also arrested in Alamance County and charged with felony aiding and abetting a fugitive. Nobody was injured in the process. Alston escaped Tuesday as he was heading to a UNC hospital for a doctor's appointment. Law enforcement says the convicted freed himself from leg restraints while in a van, broke away from corrections officers, and escaped into a nearby woods. The department says the officers involved are no longer transporting inmates. They have been assigned to different duties, and there will be an internal investigation into how Alston escaped on their watch.
We are going to assemble a large team. This was a big incident, so we will have several staff from many different disciplines involved in that.
Fire their ass. There's no way in here that they weren't involved. In my personal opinion, everything I am saying is allegedly. I don't know if this to be true or anything like that, but I do want to say there's no way in here they could have got free if they did their job properly. And if you're doing something like this, you definitely don't need this job. This is not for you. And I'm not saying completely just remove them from the force. I'm saying move their ass somewhere else around. There's no need for them out here like this, bro, because look what that child had to go through. And then you out here playing games, being able to get free and stuff like that, wasting taxpayers' dollars and shit. Now he finna get 1,000 more years added on to what he already got on a life sentence. So it's really no need, you know what I'm saying, to even go through none of this extra shit. They finna go in, do all this other type of shit, prosecute him, add more. Man, quit all of that, bro. He ain't needed. There's no need in doing all of that. Send his ass back to jail. Let him finish his life sentence. You know, I mean, take some phone time from him or whatever the hell he got going on, but to spend all this money trying to prosecute him again is crazy. Let's go though.
So the Orange County District Attorney is out west right now, but we did speak over the phone. He says even though Alston is serving a life sentence on that murder charge, his office still plans on prosecuting this new case, and he says other charges are possibly pending against him.
What more can you do to him?
State and local police. Alston ran out of a police transport vehicle Tuesday morning, still wearing his handcuffs and waist chain, on the way to a medical appointment. He was captured shortly before 2 o'clock this morning inside his room at this hotel in Kannapolis, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. Alston checked into the hotel Wednesday with a female companion. A hotel employee spotted him wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
My shift was from 3 to 11, and I seen him a few times, and just nodded, said hello, and they probably came, asked a couple of questions or something like that.
No mask or nothing, just stupid.
But I didn't have any red flags or anything like that.
Alston and the woman checked out the next day. Shortly after his arrest, Alston's female acquaintance, Jacobia Crisp, also arrested and now charged with felony aiding and abetting a fugitive. The escape terrified the community here for days as law enforcement scoured over 1,300 acres looking for him. He was serving a life sentence for 1-year-old Malia Williams in a random in 2015. And again, Alston is facing additional charges because of this escape. He's now being transferred to a high security prison to serve out his life sentence. Faith Abube, ABC News, Metro Atlanta.
Why the hell he wanted high security from the beginning? His ass shouldn't have been in no low risk, none of that type of shit. He need to be in the most maximum top tier. Yeah, there is, you know. But I do want to say one more thing about this situation. You know, I already said something about it before. I just gotta say something about it again because I didn't even know they were gonna mention this. I do feel like that is the most weirdest thing to do is re-prosecute somebody who already got life. If you're not gonna take his life or a limb or something, what the hell are y'all doing, bro? Send his ass back to jail. Let him go ahead and finish his life sentence, bro. You wasting money. You wasting time. All the other type of stuff. But I understand it to a certain extent too. I gotta look at it. I'm tripping. I'm being kind of biased. The people that are going through the things that they are going through behind the baby being, you know, deceased at the moment, probably would love to see him get more prosecution. You know, it's like a never-ending void that can be filled with him being in jail. So to see other things happening too probably is something that's kind of like a coping mechanism for the family. So yeah, let me go ahead and be, you know, unbiased when it comes to that. But if they don't give a damn about that, his ass needs to just go back to jail. Nobody want to see him no more. He's not needed. Let's go though.
And we do start with breaking news on this Friday morning. The escape murderer, Ramon Alston, is back in handcuffs this morning after being captured by police. He was serving a life sentence at a state prison in Windsor when he escaped at UNC hospitals in Hillsborough. He's convicted of a 1-year-old girl on Christmas Day in 2015 in Chapel Hill. Authorities say Tuesday morning Alston had freed himself from leg restraints and jumped out of the prison transport vehicle and ran into some nearby woods. He was the only inmate in the van at the time, according to the Orange County authorities. He was captured just before 2 a.m. this morning at a hotel on Cloverleaf Parkway in Kannapolis by the FBI, Kannapolis Police, and Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police. No one was injured in his capture. Now, a friend of his, Chris, was arrested in Alamance County and charged with felony aiding and abetting a fugitive. Alston will be charged with felony escape from prison. He's being taken to a high security unit in the prison system to serve out his life sentence and await court appearances for his escape charges.
They both slow as hell.
Murderer and escaped fugitive Ramon Alston was captured in Kannapolis early this morning. Alston is serving a life sentence for the 2015 murder of 1-year-old Malia Williams out of Chapel Hill. He escaped custody in Orange County Tuesday. Mary Coggins has been live for us since we broke this news on WBTV this morning. Mary, this was a tireless, round-the-clock search for Alston.
That is exactly right, Naya. And right now I'm outside the Microtel off I-85 in Kannapolis, and this is where Ramon Alston's nearly 3-day run from the law came to an end early this morning. I'm going to step out of the way so my photographer, he's zooming in on a second-floor window. You see it's shattered. The FBI tells us that bedroom is where the arrest went down. Now, the search for Alston has been intense since he escaped custody Tuesday. Hundreds of law enforcement officers across the state have worked around the clock to track him down. That includes the FBI's, Charlotte-Mecklenburg SWAT, Kannapolis PD, and others. Now, just yesterday, the governor announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Authorities believed Alston was still in the Hillsborough area. However, the Corrections Department is reporting that FBI agents, along with Charlotte-Mecklenburg SWAT and Kannapolis PD, took Alston into custody at the Microtel Inn without any injuries, again around 2 o'clock this morning. Now, shortly after his arrest, a woman with ties to Alston was arrested in Alamance County. Her name is Jacobia Crisp, and she's charged with felony aiding and abetting a fugitive. Now, I have confirmed Alston, accompanied by Crisp, were in the area since at least Wednesday. This is video of the Comfort Inn and Suites just across the street. I spoke with workers there who tell me Alston checked into the hotel on Wednesday and checked out on Thursday. They say he checked in under a fake name. He was with a woman. They also tell me he was dressed in normal clothing and tell me they did not sense that anything was out of the ordinary. I'm told officers swarmed the Comfort Inn early this morning.
There was another lady that had checked him in, no red flags. I had seen him, interacted with him, hello, being courtesy and everything like that, and no red flags. Thank God that nothing happened, and that he didn't, try to harm anybody else. It's scary, but now thankful that nothing did happen.
Alston will be charged with felony escape from prison and is being taken to a high security unit in the state prison system. There he will resume serving his life sentence for first-degree and await court appearances for his escape charges. Now, I have reached out to management here at the Microtel. We're working to get the surveillance footage showing the moments that arrest happened. Now, in the meantime, the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, along with other agencies, they will be hosting a press conference at 1 o'clock to give more information, more details into what exactly happened in this investigation. We, of course, will be listening into that 1 o'clock press conference. That's happening.
That's going to come up right now.
WBTV will be listening, and we'll have updates for you throughout the day. But for now, reporting live in Kannapolis, Mary Calkins, WBTV.
A Burlington woman faces charges for allegedly helping an Orange County escaped prisoner.
Yeah, the prisoner, Ramon Alston, has been on the run for 3 days. He is serving a life sentence for the murder of a 1-year-old child. Now, that he escaped from custody Tuesday while on the way to a hospital for treatment and is now back in custody after he was captured at a hotel on Cloverleaf Parkway in Kannapolis. Our Fox 8's Celeste Smith, she joins us live in Alamance County with more on this. Celeste, what have investigators said about the relationship between these two?
Well, Orange County Sheriff Charles Blackwood said that Ramon Alston and Jacobia Crisp have had a relationship for over the past few months, and Crisp has been arrested by Alamance County Sheriff's deputies today, and she is now facing charges for felony aiding and abetting a fugitive and felony escape, harboring, or aiding. Investigators say the relationship between Ramon Alston and Jacobia Crisp started while Alston was incarcerated over the phone. Investigators have not shared the details of how they believe Crisp helped Alston.
That really tends to be part of both the criminal investigation and our internal. So, rest assured that that's something that we will be looking at, as we move our efforts forward, both with the criminal and with the after action review. Our interest is to get better, to protect the public better, protect our staff better.
Alamance County deputies arrested Jacobia Crisp early Friday morning. The capture of Alston and Crisp arrest was thanks to the efforts of hundreds of local, state, and federal public safety officers.
The relationships that we formed through our various task forces, we immediately activated and have worked nonstop for the last 3 days. The collaborative efforts and the partnerships that we all share, they're very meaningful, and they've stood and will continue to stand the test of time.
I have never seen an effort like this work with such synchronicity as I have over the past few days.
Crisp posted a $30,000 bond. At this time, investigators are revealing if there was communication between Crisp and Alston leading up to his escape.
And this was a big incident, so we will have several staff from many different disciplines involved in that. They will be working over the course of the coming weeks to just review everything about the incident.
Investigators are still trying to work to determine if anyone else assisted in helping Alston after his escape. And while Crisp has bonded out of Alamance County Detention Center, she does have a hearing that is scheduled on Monday, August 19th at 2 p.m. Live in Alamance County, Celeste Smith, Fox 8 News.
Security Maximum Control Unit at Granville Correctional Center. Granville is the most secure unit in our state prison system.
Okay, so look, we done said what we had to say about this, and I'm gonna go ahead and let them give y'all all of the details that they can give you right now. This is the full press conference. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on the situation. Like I said before, there's no need to do anything with him. Just send his ass back to jail. He's not needed. But if the family want to see him be prosecuted, hell, prosecute him to the maximum extent. Hell, but start taking a finger or two or something. You feel me? But other than that, that's all I got to say about the situation. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I will holler at y'all later on another video. I'm glad he got caught. R.I.P. to that baby. My condolences to the family, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Department of Adult Correction. After that, it'll be Sheriff Charles Blackwood from Orange County. Following him will be Special Agent in Charge Bob DeWitt from the FBI's Charlotte Field Office. And then finally, we'll have Glenn McNeil, the U.S. Marshal for the Eastern District of North Carolina. So I'll turn it over to Secretary Ishii to get started. Sir?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are very thankful to be here today with escaped Ramon Alston safely back in custody. His recapture happened without injury to anyone which is a significant and reassuring outcome for all of us. Today, Alston is in a cell at the high security maximum control unit at Granville Correctional Center. Granville is the most secure unit in our state prison system. He will resume serving his life sentence there and could face additional charges related to his escape. While we can't provide specifics about how Alston was located, I can assure you it was the result of exceptional investigative work and dedication from the team that was assembled to work this escape. I'm grateful for the people standing here with me today and the hundreds of officers, deputies, agents, and investigators who they represent that all worked so hard this week with great collaboration to bring Alston back into custody. We will be working with our federal partners to review information and determine if any individuals are eligible for reward funds. We're conducting an internal investigation and an after-action review that will identify areas for improvement based on lessons we learned during this incident. I'd particularly like to thank Orange County Sheriff Charles Blackwood for the amazing support and resources offered by him and his staff this week. The FBI and the United States Marshal Service were critically important too, providing investigators, analysts, tactical teams, and reward money to help in this effort. The Orange County Emergency Services and Emergency Management team organized us all very well and very effectively. They planned the 2-day ground search and operations in areas immediately around the hospital where this incident took place. We are grateful for the expertise they brought to this operation. The list of others who assisted is lengthy, but I'd like to take a moment to run through it quickly to thank all of those men and women who contributed to this successful outcome. Sheriff's offices from Vance County, Chatham, Durham, Person, and Alamance counties. Police departments from Hillsborough, Chapel Hill, and Carrboro all provided valuable resources. The North Carolina State Highway Patrol provided air support and ground support. Durham Technical Community College provided all of us with plenty of workspace on their Orange County campus. UNC Hospitals Police were very supportive and cooperative, and we greatly appreciate their partnership in providing health care for our offender population. Last night, the FBI SWAT team, Kannapolis Police, and Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police were on the scene when Alston was captured. We thank them for going into harm's way to capture Alston. Many other law enforcement offices this week checked leads within their jurisdictions when they got a call, and we cannot thank them enough. I'd like to thank the North Carolina Department of Public Safety for support from ALE agents and for the use of this press facility today. And finally, as we wrap up, thank you to all of our Department of Adult Corrections staff who have helped in countless ways through this entire event. I apologize as we move forward if I left anyone out, but bottom line is I truly appreciate this cooperative and collaborative effort, and I'll tell you, it was none like I've experienced in my corrections career. I'm extremely grateful to everyone who assisted, and will now turn back over to Keith. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, and thank you all for being here. Director Shee, I want to say to you personally that when you came to North Carolina, we were extremely proud of the person that stepped into the role that you've assumed, and I've never been more proud to call you my friend and colleague. I just want to say that. The other thing I want to talk about is the partnerships that we have had over the last couple of days. The partnerships weren't formed overnight. They're formed over time. And one person whose name has not been mentioned needs to be mentioned, and that is Kirby Saunders. He is the Emergency Service Director for Orange County, and he taught me several years ago about a program that works when you're trying to find lost people. Well, that program works when you're trying to find people who want to be lost too. And he did an amazing job of bringing resources together and getting us in the same room. And J.B. Buxton gave us that room at Durham Technical College to come together and work as a team in a collaborative effort like nothing I've ever experienced before. There were no margins, no lines, no delineation between agencies. One badge, one mission, one purpose. So Kirby, thank you very, very much for that. We mentioned that Jacobia Crisp, an accomplice, was taken into custody in Alamance County. She is in Alamance County detention now and will be coming to Orange County soon, and will have her first appearance there. The investigation into what actually took place, rather than speculation from everyone about what took place, will hopefully lead us to the facts about what happened. So I would ask everybody to be patient as that investigation continues. I do want to say one thing about the world that we live in and the job that I have. When I was a very young child, my dad told me, find a vocation you truly enjoy and you'll never work a day in your life. My dad was never more true than when he said that. And with all the talk that's been going on about recruitment and retention in law enforcement, I'll tell you, if you're looking for a job where you can truly feel like you're doing something positive for someone else, this is that job. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Bob DeWitt. I'm the Special Agent in charge for the FBI in North Carolina. I'll be brief. I just want to say thank you all for coming out to hear a little bit about the actions that were taken over the past 24 hours. But most of all, I just want to echo the sentiments expressed earlier by the Secretary, the Sheriff, and the U.S. Marshal. I've been in law enforcement for 22 years, and I have never seen an effort like this work with such synchronicity as I have over the past few days. There were no personalities that interfered with the investigation, and the folks that were on the ground doing the work that needed to be done worked shoulder to shoulder from beginning to end. Many of them still have not slept. So I could not be more grateful for the partnerships represented by the leaders that you see here on the stage and the men and women that they represent. So just grateful for the resolution to this, the fact that it was ended safely for everybody involved. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Glenn McNeil, the Marshal, United States Marshal for the Eastern District of North Carolina, and it's an honor and privilege to stand before you. The Marshal Service has a long-standing history of partnering with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. And on August the 13th, that was clearly evident when Secretary Ishii called me that morning about this offender. We knew exactly what to do. The relationships that we have, that we formed through our various task forces, we immediately activated and have worked nonstop for the last 3 days. The collaborative efforts and the partnerships that we all share, they're very meaningful, and they've stood and will continue to stand the test of time. And so, Sheriff, thank you for your partnership. FBI, thank you all. It was a collaborative effort, and we are, with the Marshal Service, glad to be a part of it. And I can't thank the men and women that represent the Marshal Service that work tirelessly to work towards this quick and peaceful resolution. I'd like to share with you all a quote of my good friend Sheriff Blackwood that he shared at the very first operational briefing, and I quote, "The right people are in the room," end quote. This quote not only energized and motivated all the law enforcement personnel who were present in the room, but it also instilled confidence in the public that our law enforcement community and our partners are going to work tirelessly to get the job done and to remove this dangerous offender from society. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshal.
At this time, we're glad to take your questions. I'd ask you, if you have a question, please step to one of the two microphones at either side of the room. And if you'd like to direct a question to a certain individual on the stage, please let us know who that is.
Hi there, Heidi Kirk, WRAL News. Not sure if this is on. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm curious, other than Chris, do you believe that there were any other accomplices? And also, can you describe the relationship that you may have uncovered between Alston and Crisp?
So it's our understanding that the relationship began several months ago between our inmate, who's now back in custody, and Jacobia. I will tell you that that relationship was by phone, mostly, and it was developed after he became incarcerated. As far as other folks that are involved, we certainly are investigating that and hope that we can answer those questions. Again, that goes back to my earlier statement that we want to find out the actual facts about what happened rather than speculation.
Thank you.
Hi, William Tong, News and Observer. I just wanted to ask, is there any indication right now of how the inmate was able to remove his leg restraints or any other information about the actual escape?
We do know that he successfully removed his leg restraints. How exactly that happened, we look forward to learning that during our internal investigation and after action review.
This microphone was not made for somebody who's short. Elena Athens from ABC 11. I believe it was the secretary who mentioned about a reward and the eligibility. How were law enforcement brought to that hotel? Was it someone who worked there? Was it a family member? I understand a search warrant was executed at his family's home.
Sure. So I don't want to get into the elements of how we were led to the hotel. I would just tell you that it was a combination of the resources between the FBI, the Sheriff's Office, the United States Marshal Service, and many of the different state agencies that you see here. So it was a collaborative effort. But I would not want to get into the details on how we were led there.
Okay. I did have one more question, if I might jump in also, sorry. Have any of those who were transporting him to that UNC facility, have any of them been placed on administrative leave as the department is reviewing this case?
Thank you. They have not been placed on administrative leave. We have reassigned them to other non-transportation duties while we walk through the internal investigation and the after-action review report. Thanks.
Hi, Giselle Thomas with WFMY News 2. Are you able to share any details as to why Mr. Alston kind of chose to stay within proximity? To our understanding, it seems like he didn't leave the state.
I want to make sure I understood the complete question, and that is why he stayed in the proximity. Because the resources that he had were not strong enough to get him out of the proximity. When you're running like that, you don't think straight. You shelter down. Felt like he was far enough away until he could make other arrangements, but it's only been 3 days, so he didn't have a lot of time to do that.
I do have a quick follow-up as well. For the woman who was the accomplice or who were pointing with Miss Chris, I wanted to ask, because in the court records, it does show that she had posted her bond. So with her posting her bond, does that mean that she's going to be still coming back? I know you mentioned that she's going to be back in Orange County custody. Just wondering if she's able to be released, and she did post it.
So in the event that someone posts a bond, they're able to be released from detention. If they have a first appearance, they're bound to appear for that case. That's what the bond is, to ensure that they do appear for their next court date.
Hi, if it's all right, I had two other follow-up questions. Again, William Tong from the News and Observer. First, I wanted to ask what the estimated cost of this capture was, and second, if there were any changes to protocols for any of your agencies or operations that you have learned or has come out of this.
Thank you. We're not at the point where we've fully calculated all the costs. You know, there were several jurisdictions involved, and we'll do that. Second question, I just want to make sure I understood. Have we incorporated any changes? We are in the process of doing that. That's the after-action review will likely prompt changes and how can we do things safer and better. We've been consumed up until this morning with focused on apprehension of Alston.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, this is Jenna Gartner, Spectrum News. I have a question just a little bit about Crisp. And was she somebody that you guys had been following a little bit, had known about before you found out that he was down in Kannapolis, or did you guys receive tips once he was already there that kind of led you to find him further away?
Respectfully, that gets into a little bit about what we're talking about with our operations, and we don't want to delve too far into that now. Thank you.
Hi there, Heidi Kirk again, WRAL. Another question about Crisp specifically. I'm wondering if you have any indication as to whether, they were in communication, while he was in custody, leading up to, him getting out, or did they link up, post him escaping?
We're still reviewing that. That really tends to be part of both the criminal investigation and our internal. So, rest assured that that's something that we will be looking at, as we move our efforts forward, both with the criminal and with the after-action review. Our interest is to get better, to protect the public better, protect our staff better. So we will be working day and night. We started this morning on our after-action review. As soon as we woke up, the after-action review process started, and we're going to move very aggressively with that to get it to completion so that we can make things safer.
Could you go a little bit more in depth on what that after-action review looks like?
Sure. It's very common. We use it often following an incident. We are going to assemble a large team. This was a big incident, so we will have several staff from many different disciplines involved in that. They will be working over the course of the coming weeks to just review everything about the incident, analyze our policies. How can we make our policies better? Look at our practices. How can we still deliver community standard health care, but be safer and make sure that we do everything to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Second question for Ben, and then we'll wrap.
Ben Boken, CBS 17. I think this question might be best for Sheriff, but can you describe, from what you've learned, what this relationship was like with Crisp and Ramon Alston? Based off of everything you've learned, can you describe how their relationship kind of developed?
I cannot describe what their relationship was. She's not in the detention center. He is. So we know it was through telecommunications of some sort. But how detailed that was, or whether that was something more than just a friendship, I can't answer that now. That is also something that's under investigation.
Is there any word on how they met?
Not this time.
Can you describe really quickly the impact that all of this has had on your community?
I think the impact it's had on our community as a whole was that it heightened everyone's concern for safety. It also shined a spotlight on law enforcement. It also shined a law enforcement light on our prison systems. And one thing that we have to realize is that we operate sometimes in our own silos. What this operation has given us an opportunity to do is break down a lot of those silos and learn to work better together And as we talk about the hot wash and after action reviews, so much has been learned about how to keep our community safer and how to make our public feel better about what we do. There's been a tremendous loss of respect for law enforcement over the past 10 years. But it's not just law enforcement. Society has lost respect for one another. And if I had a magic something to make this all be better, I would hope something good could come from this incident. But I think we've all worked very hard at this. And I think our community probably feels a little bit better about what we do and a little bit more about what we can offer to them as far as keeping them safe.
Thank you all. Thank you for your efforts in the media and helping us spread the word about this escape and get Alston back into custody. So we'll keep you informed as investigation progresses and things develop. But thank you all for being here.